My name is Theresa Reimann-Dubbers. I'm a new media artist and I'm based in Berlin. And in my practice, I think of myself as a tourist in the technological environment. I'm looking for things that disturb, fascinate, distract me within our technological objects and systems, and express my research and findings in writing, video installations, and performance. It's a video installation called Room with View. You walk into a darkened room, and at the far end of it are 3 screens mounted on the wall. They look like windows. There's the starting image is of a stained glass window, and on the floor you see 3 long shadows coming out from the windows that are actually coming from a projector mounted on the ceiling. Over time, the image that you see of the stained glass window starts to melt away and give way to scenes of my desktop, of me moving images across, opening files, closing files, browser windows overlapping. You start with a fixed view which gradually breaks down, loses authority, becomes very subjective, becomes very human, becomes very imperfect, and it's all quite a gentle rhythm. It's quite meditative, and there is sound. It's a text. It's my voice speaking a text that I wrote about the technology of glass, and in a way that I understand it to be a metaphor for artificial intelligence. The medium of screencast is, so it's basically a video, the desktop filming itself, like a screenshot, but a video. And I've been working with that for a while because it's an incredibly direct way of documenting the research, information synthesis, the experiences of the world that I have via my desktop. Materiality of screencasts, what I'm looking for there is the materiality within the screen, so the stacks of documents, the stacks of information, the icons or elements that are placed next to each other, what objects come into relation with each other when you don't think of it in terms of this is this website, it is distinct from this website, and separate from my Finder window. If you just see it as one plane in which these visual elements are interacting, coming into contact, what are the scenes that emerge from that? What is the kind of the reality that emerges from that? Another aspect of materiality with a screencast is we're looking at glass. When I'm looking at my desktop, I'm looking at the material glass, and I'm trying to distance myself from the smoothness, from the shininess of the screen processes, in order to acknowledge the fact that I'm looking at an object, that an object is mediating my experiences, that an object is shaping the way I experience the world that enters the laptop from the other side. The first work I made in 2017, working with the topic of artificial intelligence, specifically bias within generative adversarial networks and the training data. I made this work to try and understand what was going on, because everyone was talking about it. It was in the news everywhere, of these new systems, new breakthroughs in research. And I didn't know what it meant. And in order to try and understand, to find my own language of expressing what this meant for me, I made the work AI Messianic Window, which was a series of which is a series of 4 glass panels, stained glass panels depicting GAN-generated images of Messiah. And the piece is like big and heavy and like very physical, and it took me collaborating with different people and their expertise in order to make it. And I think it reflects how I felt towards the technology at the time, where I thought that something so, AI being something of such high level, of such authority, had to be kind of encountered with equal professionalism and knowledge and authority. And I think that's why I made such a static, fixed work. And that's really changed, because now coming back to the theme, or in order to create a work that reflects on the 2017 work 3 years later, not knowing or not knowing any more about what does artificial intelligence actually mean, what does it mean for me, the person next to me, the person creating these networks, but realizing it doesn't matter that I don't know that, because what matters is that I cohabit with this concept, this phenomenon in the world, the way that I come to understand it, that I come to express questions, thoughts, ideas, research that I do around it. That is me working towards an understanding. And with the screencast, because it documents me encountering the world on my laptop, which is where I synthesize thoughts and read information mostly, that's a very direct translation of how I'm processing this abstract, gigantic phenomenon. I can trace a very clear difference between the first work I made in 2017 with a GAN to this work I made now, which is not using any artificial intelligence system. It's incorporating the visual results from this 2017 work. But back in 2017, I felt the need to create something, quite sacral, big, to kind of reflect these big projections and big words and kind of very, this religious language that people were describing artificial intelligence with, of, I don't know, will it be a benevolent God or a malevolent God? The Church of AI, people were trying to, progress the development of systems in order to resurrect their dead fathers. And it all seemed big and heavy. And I think I kind of was infected with that way of viewing AI. And so I took on that kind of language and formal language, and created this very static, heavy glass piece. Now, the video installation in the Biennale, which is a video of me moving things around on my desktop, hanging out on my desktop. It's incredibly personal, or it's just a log of my personal activities, of how I research and think about things. It shows my subjectivity, which before I think I was trying to hide. I was trying to hijack the language, the existing language of what artificial intelligence was in the press, in the marketing sphere, whatever, to realizing that no, I can use my own words, I can use my own formal material language to try and get closer to what does it mean for just a human being cohabiting with this abstract thing of artificial intelligence in the world.